Greetings, geeks and nerds. I'm Lazy Universe and White and Nerdy, and it's time for another Lazy Universe movie review just for you. And today's movie review comes to us in Violent Night. I know, it's past Christmas, but you know something? I'm just going to frickin' do this anyways. I got my Christmas sweater on, so screw it. I'm just gonna go out into the Christmas thing. And I will say this before I get into the review: Dave Harbour just has to be one of my favorite Santa Clauses. Now he's definitely in there in the top five. And although a lot of people probably think that this is a Santa Claus horror movie, it's not really that. It's more of like, what if Santa Claus is a superhero? So take Grant Morrison's Klaus or Claus and turn him into and do a movie based off of that. And technically, this is what you get when you get Violent Night. So this is my honest opinions and review of Violent Night, and I'm gonna start out saying that this movie was just a blast from beginning to end to watch. This movie is all about Santa Claus and all about that he's already done with the holidays. It's over commercialized. It's all been overdone, and he's older now, and he doesn't get it anymore. He just outright depressed for the holidays. He doesn't enjoy Christmas anymore because Christmas had been overdone, and he just really doesn't feel the spirit of Christmas anymore. And I have to commend and applaud Dave Harbour because it could not have been easy to pull off the type of Santa Claus, and he does so with such magic and skill. This is a Santa Claus who's lost the magic. He's lost Christmas. Christmas is just kind of dead to him, so he feels dead inside, and Dave Harbour does a great job exemplifying this. Truthfully, I think that if anyone aside from Dave Harbour in this movie had played Santa Claus, they probably might not have done it that much because Dave Harbour, yes, he's done some action movies and everything, and I really did feel like he was Santa Claus, and I'll talk more about that kind of towards the end of this video why I claim that he's one of my favorites. But one reason so far why I love him in this movie is because he's the depressed Santa. He's right there during the middle of this, where even we know this now, and even though Christmas, yes, it's my favorite holiday, even I will admit that like Christmas is so over commercialized, it's so overdone to the point that sometimes you can't enjoy it like you used to when you were a kid. And it's really sad in that, people have seemed to have lost the magic in Santa Claus. And in a sense, that's kind of true. You don't really see too many kids, or depends on how some people, raise them. I'm not questioning or saying that anyone's raising their kid wrong. It's just that, there are some people out there that be like, yeah, Santa Claus doesn't exist. It's mommy and daddy. We get the props, and it's like, don't destroy the magic for the kids. Give them Santa Claus. Give them something to believe in, And Dave Harbour, and even though I'm 28 years old, almost 29, which I'll be 29 next month, it's like, I don't. Okay, let me explain this. I do believe in the idea of Santa, like this good, jolly soul, this very giving person. I love the idea of that. But I don't believe in the person anymore, and I haven't since, I was either 8 or 9 years old when I found out. But, being a disabled and different person, I did it sorely. But Dave Harbour somehow made that magic of believing present during the film. Like, I could look at this guy and say, this is Santa Claus. Like, this, I believe in Santa again now. It's like, I believe in Santa Claus. But they decided to give Santa, and I'll talk more about this in just a little bit, but they give him a reason why he has to do what he does. But they have the most unlikable family in a Christmas movie, and I don't know how you do that with such success, but they do it so well. So it's a family in Violent Night that is known as the Livingstone family. So at first, when we meet the Livingstone, there are a divorced couple that end up being not together anymore, unfortunately, which, sometimes it happens in a world where moms and dads can't stay together. But then they give us the most adorable character ever, and that is Trudy, who is the most downright, most adorable thing about this movie. And to make this character even more cuter, they have her parents give her one gift for Christmas, which is a magic radio that she can use to talk to Santa. But Trudy just doesn't want any specific gift for Christmas this year. All that she wants is your mom and dad to get back together. Which is the sweetest thing ever, and I love Trudy. But then you have the other characters who are very unlikable, rich douchebags through the movie. Nobody likes anybody. Everyone is against everyone. And it really goes to show you that this is a douchebag family if they don't even like each other. So what happens in the movie is that unfortunately it's like Die Hard. You have these enemies that come in that want to break into a vault and steal $3 billion from the vault. All while throwing in Santa Claus into the mixture and trying to have Santa Claus be there to help out the family and also survive this very Christmas night. Which is the most weirdest idea that you can throw into a movie. It's like you're watching Die Hard and going, Die Hard is amazing, and it is. But wouldn't it be more amazing if John McClane was Santa Claus? And unfortunately, someone had this idea and just went, let's make this a movie. And it's suddenly a movie. And it's one of the best things about it. It's like, okay, truthfully, at first, Santa Claus is or Dave Harbour at Santa Claus is against it. It's like, no, I don't want nothing to do with this. He actually runs in fear, and in fact, when he actually kills someone by accident through icicle impalement, he's like, get me the fuck out of Dodge. I want nothing to do with the situation that I'm in right now. Just get me the holy hell out of here. But then he had a reason why he comes back for it. So, this Santa is not a violent Santa Claus. He's just brought into the mix, at least at first, and then he accidentally kills someone on purpose by accident. And then Santa is just straight out horrified by what he'd done, to the point where he's just so damn horrified that he starts throwing a fit and running away. But then when he realizes that the villains of the movie have the family hostage, he decides to help out in the best of ways for Trudy. So it's up to jolly old St. Nick to start saving Christmas night and start saving the family that's involved, otherwise everything will get blown straight to smithereens. They even give Santa Claus kind of an interesting backstory where he used to be a Viking warrior or just a warrior in general, and that he used to have a hammer called Skull Crusher that he used to use to smash his enemies. So see, my Grant Morrison Claus comparison wasn't very off now, was it, my general audience? If that doesn't prove that I am a dork or the biggest nerd that you know, then you should not be around this channel if you have not put that together by now. But what easily is so great and why I think Dave Harbour is such a terrific Santa is not just how he looks and performs in the role himself, but his relationship to little Trudy. Now, at first, Trudy is just a downright adorable little girl and her character, and the reason why her dad gives her the walkie-talkie is because of something that he didn't do in the film that I won't spoil here, because it's a magical tradition that any parent or every parent should do during December or just before Christmas, truthfully. So, the one thing that makes Dave Harbour so magical in the role of Santa Claus is the chemistry that Dave Harbour and the actress that plays Trudy get together. It is so freaking adorable how these two just get such great chemistry for one, and that they just mold together and create this if you ever wanted in the definition of a dictionary to be true meaning of Christmas, just the relationship between Trudy and Santa in this movie. Violent Night had the cutest chemistry between Santa and a likable character that I have ever seen in any film or animation in quite a long time. They are so likable together, they have such great chemistry, and it is amazing how well that the two of them have paired up with one another that makes the experience so much more memorable. But I think it goes without saying that this film is definitely not for children, because this is one of the most glorious holiday or Christmas themed movies that you will see in a long time. Dave Harbour gives us the most kick-ass Santa, but also probably the most violent Santa that anyone in history could ever imagine. But this is a Santa Claus who is here to save Christmas and to save this little girl, and he will go through hell in a handbasket to give the girl what she wants, and that is the best Christmas ever. Even Trudy decided to pull off some amazing Home Alone shit, and the funniest part is, it actually fucking worked. Her Home Alone traps actually work. So people always say, like, oh, Home Alone is so impractical and it could never happen. And here's a film that says, yeah, we know, but let's still have some fun making fun of Home Alone anyways. Dave Harbour will definitely make you believe in Santa Claus again because his performance throughout this entire film is just truly nothing short of amazing. While I do like Violent Night in a completely different realm, I actually have watched it 3 times and am still a big fan of it, but my opinions watching it 3 times hasn't changed. I wish that they didn't do the Die Hard realm and maybe went with something a little different, so to speak. Well, sure, Die Hard is definitely a great movie. I'm not saying that it's not. I just wish that this film wouldn't have gone that route because as soon as the villain came in and they mentioned the vote, I went right. I paused the movie and I went, "This is Die Hard." The Home Alone parody is hilarious in of its own, but I kind of wish that it wasn't Die Hard and maybe have went with like a different, completely different horror movie or even just any Christmas themed movie and kind of did something just a little different. But well, that is a small nitpick that I can overlook any day of the week. I definitely have to say that this is one of my favorite Christmas themed movies, and that Dave Harbour is just amazing in the role of Santa. While I hate him as Hellboy, and even can admit that he does do a pretty damn good Hellboy, even in all sincerity, he is definitely Santa Claus, and I am hoping that we get a Violent Night 2. And if we do, I'm hoping that they don't do like a Die Hard 2 thing that would be too freaking obvious if they ever do that. But I'm also hoping that they would make Mrs. Claus a thing. I was hoping to see her in this. I love the small scene where Dave Harbour talks about how long that they've been together, 1,001 years, and it's like that is an adorable little reference and Easter egg, and I really do love it. I thought that was like one of the cutest sayings that you can give into this movie. So overall, Violent Night for me was a interesting and really damn impressive movie, and was one that I didn't think that I would like. Even seeing reviews of it where I'm like, I don't know if this would be any good or not. And surprisingly, it is. It is what? It is a superhero Santa saving the day from villains and kicking the holy balls off of people, and it is an amazing movie. So overall, I gotta give Violent Night my Funko Pop rating of an Aquaman. It really did rise above my expectation because I didn't know what to expect with this movie. I didn't have this movie spoiled for me, and it just gave me the right amount of everything that I wanted. So Violent Night gets my Funko Pop rating of an Aquaman. So guys, as always, thank you so much for watching. Be sure to like, comment, and subscribe. Follow me on Twitter with a link in the description down below. And let me know what you thought about Violent Night. Did you think it was a great Christmas movie, or just a crappy Christmas movie, or a shitty Christmas movie? There's a difference between crappy and shitty. Crappy, you can still get some enjoyment out of. Shitty, you have zero enjoyment at all. So let me know in the comment section down below. For more Lazy Universe movie reviews, be sure to like, comment, and subscribe. And also for more movie reviews and for movies that you want to see me review, be sure to stay subscribed and click that bell icon to make sure that you are notified every single time I make an upload. I've been Lazy Universe, I've been White Nerdy. Thank you guys so much for watching, and until next time, take care.